A dismal narrative was built by concealing some historical facts that Indian kings were warriors of inferior ability when it comes to riding to the west and beyond. The fake myth, as taught to the impressionable young mind, could have been demolished if history had not been selectively written and taught. Historical facts are available to suggest Vikramaditya, Nagbhatta, Bappa Rawal, and Muktipada Lalitaditya expanded their kingdom even beyond Afghanistan and deep into Middle East and Central Asia up to Bukhara and Caspian Sea in course of their military venture. The fact that the Lalitaditya of Karkota dynasty from Kashmir has had his kingdom largest by any imagination we had in India ever, and the fear of his greatness and territorial control brought a deep sense of insecurity among the historians. So intense was the hatred that they systematically purged every word and sentences related to King Lalitaditya. And not to be amazed, he had been removed from the curriculum of Indian history. Indian historians until now remained silent about what happened to northwestern frontier of India between 8th to 12th century, nearly 400 years after the fall of Raja Dahir, the great Hindu king of Sindh, who lost his battle against Arab in 712 AD. The valor and legend of Bappa Rawal, the king of Mewar, reveals the true history. References of Bappa Rawal are also available in ancient historical sources like 15th century Ekalinga Mahatmya, Indologist David Gordon White's work, and 11th century writer Al-Biruni. Bappa Rawal, as popularly known for his greatness and reverence, created a confederacy of warriors along with Pratihar king Nagbhatta I, Bhils and Nagas, and decimated the Arabs and captured the Chittor fort. Ambitious warriors set to pursue Arab beyond Rajputana boundary now. Humiliated Arab were chased deep into the deep desert beyond Ghazni to strengthen the northwestern frontier. Bappa Rawal built a city named Rawalpindi, which is still surviving after his name. The city was strategically located and hence made his military garrison. After strengthening the post of Rawalpindi, Bappa Rawal led 16 valiant forays into Ghazni and subjugated the entire Ghazni and expanded the kingdom of Mewar boundary up to Iran. Such a fascinating valor of Bappa Rawal, which inspired all the kingdoms of North India for next 1000 years, could not get space beyond a footnote in the textbooks of Indian history. Another legendary warrior who failed to make place in Indian history, or rather given a passing remark, was Sardar Hari Singh Nalwa. The generations of today who have not heard and read of inhospitable terrain and treacherous tribal of northwestern region should learn and realize that all the so-called invincible tribes like Saddozai of Mankera, Pathan forces of Afghanistan, Durranis of Attok, Barakzai of Kabul and Peshawar, Yusufzai tribes of Trans-Indus region of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and Afridi of Khyber were decimated and subjugated under the commandership of Sardar Hari Singh Nalwa ji. Hari Singh Nalwa died fighting a battle with the enemy at Jamrud in Afghanistan. He was cremated in the Jamrud fort built in the Khyber Pass in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Babu Gajjumal Kapoor, a Hindu resident of Peshawar, built a memorial of his bravery and sacrifice in the fort in the year 1892. If you scan Indian history of around 700 to 1200 AD, Muhammad Ghazni is explained with great interest and fervor, especially by left historians. Historians have absolutely failed to correlate the death of Muhammad Ghazni in 1030 AD and Ghazi Salar Masood in 1033 AD and subsequent decline of his Ghaznavid dynasty following the setback he received during Indian expedition. Yes, my dear friends, both died in Indian expedition. Muhammad Ghazni faced a hostile and bloody rival against Hindu Shahi dynasty of Kabul. The Hindu Shahi king like Jaipal Deva and Anand Pal inflicted heavy damage to Mahmud. His another column of army led by his nephew Muhammad Salar Masood made foray into Shravasti in Ganga Doab region. The untold history's few lines are like this. On the fateful night of 15th June 1033 AD, Suhail Dev led the army to attack the Ghazi Salar Masood in the midnight. The Turk were unprepared for this surprise. Turk had no time to regroup and recover. King Suhail Dev and his army were in no mood to spare a single Mlecha Turk, and in no time King's army pounced upon Turk and decimated the Turkish army, eventually killing Salar Masood as well. In fact, such a gallantry of Raja Suhail Dev should have been recorded, remembered and told to the new generations for having adopted and improvised the warfare to match the deceit of Turk. But the attack on the sleeping Turkish soldier and subsequent killing of Salar Masood along with his army was lamented by Persian historians in their book. It is a mystery for the Indian education system to discover who and how the fraudster could control our education system, smuggled selectively Hindu-phobic history in place of a rightful legendary Hindu warrior. Indian history had been outrageously doctored. Glorification of invaders and condemnation of local kings has been illegally smuggled. It is so lamenting that till date no comprehensive effort has been made to rectify the same. So friends, this is all about some of the great hidden truths of Indian history. Meet you all in another fascinating episode of Indian history. Till then, Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.